So we have to do the newspapers. Mama V is here. Mama V, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
I love your dress.
I heard you talk about my dress.
Yeah, I did.
Well, thank you. It's an Ajua Yeboah collection, the fabric and the design. Hopefully, you'll be able to have a full feel of the dress before we wrap up our show.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I think everything about it is pretty. So thank you, Ajua Yeboah Clothing. Check her out on Facebook, Instagram, and let her make something beautiful for you. But Roland, it's a Thursday.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a Thursday. So as we know, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we get the briefing on COVID-19, Ghana's situation. So there's one later on this morning. We'll bring you that live here on JoyNews. You've got to stick with us all through. But we've got the newspapers as well. I will start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. Roland? Are we doing the papers?
Yeah, we are. Please go ahead.
Okay, but there's a conversation on the show that I'm excited about. You know, we're battling, we're in very difficult times. People going through different things. It's bringing a lot of stress, worry, there's also fear, plus the fact that we're battling this very tiny enemy, which is the virus. We've got a psychiatrist on the show this morning. If you've got questions, anything that you want to speak to her about, please send us your messages. We will activate the phone lines as well. So you can send us the WhatsApp messages on WhatsApp, and also we will open the phone line so you can send us regular messages as well. Coping with stress, fear, and worry in these times. Dr. Ruth Owusu-Enchi is our doctor on call this morning. She will take all your questions and address them accordingly. So you've got to stay with us for that conversation. Let's do the newspapers now. Let's start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. On the front page, more young people contracting COVID-19 in the Ashanti region. This is coming out of the briefing yesterday. Zoom Lion to fumigate police facilities. A Kropon Kingmakers fined 48,576 Ghana cedis. But the banner headline, Ghana Education Service promotes 18,475 teachers after maiden promotion tests. I'm sure you remember when this whole test came about, because according to the details, every year about 35,000 GES staff applied for promotion, and in undertaking the exercise, the GES would usually set up about 150 panels across the country, with each panel of 5 members interviewing 8 people in a day, and people, after the results are out, people would have issues. They would petition, and you know, with all the allegations of victimization and corruption. So in June last year, they came up with this initiative to have this test, this exam done, and then, you know, following that, teachers will be promoted. So the aptitude test, this is the result of it, with about 18,000, well, almost 19,000 teachers being promoted. We will see fallout of this story or this promotion coming up later as well. Boy 2, a very tragic one. Boy 2 dies in a Pramdo explosion, and this happened yesterday. Let's see what's in the center spread of the paper. Otum 4 is 70. Today, Roland, I'm a bit confused. Was this supposed to... Okay, so this is the Wednesday, because Otum 4, in the center spread, you may be, if you jump at it like I did, because the dates on the center spread is May 6, but it goes with the theme. Otum 4 is 70, grateful to God for grace and favor. So as he turned 70 yesterday, the paper is celebrating him in the center spread. So beautiful pictures, and the very young Otum 4 right there. You won't believe it. Okay, so you can check it out. On the back page of the paper, police arrest Unipass protesters at Snima, and Ghana repatriates 23 illegal foreigners. It says a joint team of the Ghana Immigration Service and the Ghana Armed Forces in the northeast region has stopped 23 foreigners from entering Ghana illegally. The foreigners, 15 Togolese and 8 Burkinabes, who tried to use an approved route to enter the country, have been repatriated to their respective countries. So that's what's on the back page of the paper, as you can see on your screen. Let's continue with the Ghanaian Times, and on the front page of the Times, 70,000 free masks for Accra to enable residents comply with mandatory mask wearing directive. Asante Hene marks 70th birthday anniversary. Police Zoom Lion launch fumigation of police facilities nationwide. Back page of the paper, details of that police story. And then a number of people wearing nose masks not encouraging despite government directive. So basically these days you'd find, and the picture that comes on the back page of the paper with the headline, hopefully you'd see it, it says ACP Kwesifori instructing an ice water seller to wear her nose mask. Do I have to show it to you, or we're going to bring that to our viewers screen? All right, so you see there. Social distancing and asking her to do the right thing. Yeah, we have to continue to do that. And it shouldn't just be the police. I think, Roland, I think all of us, like every citizen, if you see your neighbor not doing the right thing, you should remind them why they should do it and why they must do it. That's the only way we can succeed.
Yeah, it's a great concern. And for me, usually my route to the house, I have to go through sometimes Ashaiman or go through Lashibi. And when I go through Ashaiman, Charlie, sometimes it's, you see everybody talking without nose mask, and you begin to question. So sometimes I'm just compelled to hop out of the car and say, look, you guys need to wear some nose mask.
I think people are still joking with the whole subject of the COVID-19.
I think so.
People still not believing what we're dealing with.
Yeah. Because it's very dangerous for you to talk without a nose mask, or even interact with in a gathering, whether it's 2 or 3 or 4 people or more, and get to find people thinking that they can just go about their daily chores or activities without a nose mask. It's so dangerous.
Yeah. All right, let's continue with the Daily Statesman newspaper. Here's what's on the front page. NPP donates to Chief Imam to support Ramadan fasts. Rush to show creativity. GSA, that's the Ghana Standards Authority, demands COVID-19 innovations meet standards. NDC suspends Alote Jacobs over anti-party conduct. Koku Anyidoho, the next target, with a question mark. On the back page, ex-President Kufuor implores Otumfuo to appoint competent people to manage Kotoko. We were given a bottle of Guinness after winning matches. Former Ashko striker reveals Nana Frimpong, and he's disclosed that they were offered bottles of Guinness after winning matches at the Obuasi Base Club. Okay. Let's finish off, at least the papers that I have, the Business Finder. Here's what's on the front page. Vegetables, fruits, businesses lose over $1 million due to impacts of COVID-19. And it says restrictions imposed on movements and the ban on flights out of Ghana in the bid to contain the spread of COVID-19 pandemic have culminated in heavy losses in excess of $1 million within a month to players in Ghana's agribusiness industry. So during and after the partial lockdown, actors in the production, processing and distribution of fruits, vegetables, poultry products and other crops have been hardly hit. Yesterday, Roland was reminding us about the malls and how they were also complaining that people were not patronizing. Even food is affected. The last thing you think about is clothing, really. So that will be heavily dealt with as well. Distributors question increase in prices of steel products. And then Ecobank, GCB, others post impressive results. Others are crying. Others continue to make money. That's how it is. It depends on your area of specialty, I guess. They've got the market summary as well. Consumer price inflation. So March 7.8%, February 7.9%, January 7.7%, and then also the interest rate as well. The 91-day Treasury bill is 13.9%, and then the 182 is 14.76%. If you can go a whole year, 17.83%. I don't know. I was just thinking, you know, it's hard, but if you can squeeze some money that you may not need. Roland is the business guy. It's a good time to invest, right? Is it?
Yeah,
long-term investment? Or?
No, not long term, because
okay.
Well, it depends on what you want to say by long-term investment. If you can invest in a valuable property or in an immovable property, maybe a land or something of the sort, yeah, because for those in real estate, etc., they may decide to slash down prices, discounted, and it depends on what the objectives are for the year. So it's a good time to do some investment in that.
Okay, but if you're doing like the treasury bills,
but if you're talking about the markets, the normal financial markets, I'm not too sure.
Okay,
I'm not too sure it's the best time.
Okay, all right. So that's it for me. That's how the business finder is looking today by way of what's on the front page. Roland Walker.
Yeah. So I have to take you to the front page of the Daily Guide, and the Daily Guide will soon be on your screens. But what I have here, I have the hard copy, so you get the soft copy on your screens, and it's captioned "Killer Fetish Priest Escape from Suhum," and it has an attached picture of Berima Opoku Afinyakon, chief of Kwesi Nyakon. Okay, we have on the front page, police station disinfection begins. Police stations disinfection begins. And the IGP launching the program. This is a great collaboration with Zoom Lion, and it's other waste subsidiaries who are also assisting with this. Vector Pace also in the great mix there. Good work they've done over the period of the crisis up to now, and continue to do that because they have the capacity. Moving on, we have Otumfuo is my advisor, Bawumia, and Bawumia just refers to the vice president. Of course, we all do know that. First National Bank, GES, buys Ghana Home Loans Bank, and that has been brought to you over the last 24 hours. Still in the news, occupying the front pages. NDC runs from Peace FM, and it's all because there's a formal letter. I will bring that letter onto your screens very soon when we have it onto about Alote Jacobs, former chair of the NDC for the Central Region. Apparently, there's a directive, a letter indicating his suspension. So because of comments he makes when he appears on Kwame Safakai's program.
So he cannot appear as an NDC representative, but he can appear in his own capacity as a person with appreciable knowledge of issues.
Very well.
Okay, I guess.
And it's also at the discretion. And it's also at the discretion of the editorial policy handlers or the program producers of Peace FM. So on one hand, the party would say that, look, he's not speaking for us. But you know, psychologically, because he's occupied the position of being a central regional chair of the NDC, I mean, everybody will know that he's an NDC person invariably. So it's a lose and win situation. So on one hand, but you know, over the period too, we've had Paula Foucault and the rest also getting their own when the MPP was in opposition. So let's go to the back page. The back page also has a number of stories. Don't be mad at government, and it's Kujopon Nkrumah, the information minister, pleading with the football fraternity to adhere to government decision to suspend football amid the coronavirus pandemic. It's all the latest you can get. Esipong set for $3 million facelift that is needed. Actually, all the stadiums in Ghana will need that. Adebayo denies calf bashing, and player charged for masturbation. We're talking about Farid El Malali was arrested on Monday night after being charged with sexual exhibition in France, a French city. Yeah. He plays for Ligue 1 Angers. I hope I pronounce it right. Angers. Let's go to the Daily Dispatch newspaper. So we have on the front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper. If MPP handpicks parliamentary candidates, Akufo-Addo could lose over 400,000 votes through apathy. And just was it 2 or 3 days ago, Mama V was talking about how democracy needs to exist, needs to be entrenched, but I'm thinking, at least for first-timers, the party needs to protect them.
How is that democracy?
Which you disagree. Yeah, but you can do the lobbying on the side. You have to do it behind the curtain, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can lobby.
Yeah.
But it's an open field, right?
Contest, yes. True.
So,
so we have other stories.
Let's play.
It's not easy. So we have other stories occupying the front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper. 300 million USD stolen money returned to Nigeria. It has to be the Abacha money. Definitely. The story is occupying is on the fourth page of the Daily Dispatch. We're told that there are others that are scattered across the world, Saudi Arabia and the rest. Oh, Lord. Dominic Nitterwall reacts to ruling on Ghana-US military agreement, and I have not threatened Adjo Asafo, Michael Quay Jr. clarifies. We know that the ruling MPP will have their primaries this May. We'll be bringing
Have they made it
all
public?
that to you on the
Have they
election.
made it public? Because you can't set a date when we still have restrictions and
Fantastic.
that has not been lifted.
Okay, I'm predicting.
So you're predicting, or the party has put it out there?
They don't have time.
Okay, because that would be very interesting in my opinion. Yeah. Okay, you're done?
I'm done.
All right. There's a story in the Daily Graphic. It's actually a front page story. We've carried that here on JoyNews, but we did talk about it when it happened, particularly on Monday on our show. It has to do with the 4 persons who were arrested during the installation of the new Okuapehene in Ekropong last Friday. They've been fined by the Ekropong Circuit Court, presided over by Mrs. Arit Nsebo. The 4 sentenced on their pleas of guilty to the offense of flouting the directives on restrictions on all social and public gatherings have been fined a total of 48,576. They will each serve a jail term of 4 years if they default in paying the fines. The convicted person, well, their names have been given, details of that, and the exact law that they also breached. I mean, we were talking about something being done, but I'm not sure I'm particularly happy about this, considering there was a directive and they just blatantly decided to go against it. They've been found guilty of it, but it just also says in another breath that, well, if you can afford to pay almost 50,000 Ghana cedis, you can just go against it and do what you want to do. So I'm not impressed, even though they've received some, the punishment that goes with flouting or breaking those directives. But just the fact that we all knew we had directives, and we had a law actually, not even a directive, and they went against it. I'm not really happy, but hey, who am I? Roland, is there any story that you want to pick on before we do myjoyonline.com and the BBC? Yeah,
there's a story that you read on the front page of the Business Finance. Quickly, I'll just take a minute, and it's about how vegetable fruits businesses lose over $1 million, and I also know that this is not only going to affect the local producers, but also those who tend to export internationally, because the demand is not out there in Europe, many of the destinations in the US as well, that they tend to do the exports. And I think this is the time that they need the support of all of us and of government to be able to show up.
Well said. Let's do myjoyonline.com with the rest of the minutes that we have before we bring you sports. So let's check out what's on our page. One of the key things you will find is that our case counts, Ghana's confirmed COVID-19 infections have gone up to 3,091. Greater Accra still leading with the numbers 2,579. Ashanti region has now recorded 165. Eastern region 95. Western North 56. Central 50. Western region 32. Volta 30. Upper East region 26. Oti 23. Upper West region 19. Northern 13. And then it goes on. You can, click on the story and read some more. Also on the page, you find the Alote Jacobs suspension. Details of that. The letter is embedded in the story, so you can read exactly what the party says. And then, of course, this conversation was on PM Express. It was in our news. Vice chancellors could become puppets of politicians and the Public Universities Bill. Former University of Ghana Vice Chancellor making a very strong case. The fact that the bill currently before Parliament, if passed in the form that it is, will grant the Ministry of Education overreaching powers to interfere in activities of universities across the country. Find time and go through the rest of the stories on our page. Roland, this is where we have to...
Yeah, we have to say that we're going for sports, but we've also treated the education bill well, we also do know what's happening at the regional and the district front, where in consultation with the president, directors now will have to be appointed if this new one is approved, etc. Raising concerns among Nagrats, etc.
All right, football is back in Germany sometime really, really soon.
Football made in Germany. But I have to say, Merkel says, Charlie, put a hold on to it for some time, but it's still going to come on still.
So Benedict comes up with details.